If cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are the new gold rush, then Iceland is the new California. As of 2021, the mining farm known as Enigma in Reykjavik, Iceland, is one of the top farms worldwide. And today, we're going to take a look inside this massive Bitcoin mine. But before we get into all the details of the location, a little history and mechanics lesson should be given on how Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and the whole mining process works in the first place. To do so, we should start from the beginning. It's never been specified whether an individual or a group created Bitcoin originally, so it's often referred to as an entity that went by the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Many other similar currencies had tried before but never took off quite like Bitcoin, and as of 2021, it's still the first modern or decentralized cryptocurrency in existence. All the way back in January of 2009, when Laszlo Hanyaks became the first user of the currency. It was a simple transaction for 2 Papa John pizzas with a cost of 10,000 Bitcoins that at the time equaled $40. And it was a shame though, because if he simply would have kept those Bitcoins in today's estimates, it would equate to roughly $280 million. And this is because those 10,000s have not only grown in value, but with the growth of the currency as a whole, it was very difficult to have that many coins with the current high demand. As of today, only one singular Bitcoin is worth $54,164.80 and only 18,646,681.25 are left in the whole world. New blocks of 6.25 coins are added every 10 minutes, as long as they don't go over the previous amount left. There is only supposed to be a finite amount of them in the first place. The estimate for the remaining Bitcoins is that they will be all gone by the year 2140. So when they're tapped out, they're gone for good unless sold off by a farmer or miner, and those sales could go for even more than they do now. As we saw with Mr. Hanyak's $40 purchase, the price of Bitcoins can change exponentially with just a little competition. Imagine when the demand and competition are so high because they're all gone or owned. These numbers of prices could be absolutely astronomical for both buyers and sellers. And these miners used to be literally anyone. As long as they had an internet-linked computer that can solve high-level equations, you were good to go. These high-level equations were added to the previously mentioned blocks in a chain sequence. However, now with such high demand, the market is quite competitive and the need for super-speed server-wide mining has become a must. A study from Cambridge on the subject even gave us the statistic that an average mining setup consumes around 121.36 terawatt hours a year without stopping. And this is more electricity used than the collective energy used by all of the South American countries of Argentina. These numbers most definitely mirror the actual facility of Enigma. Located in an abandoned U.S. World War II airship in Reykjavik's capital city of Iceland, it's one of the top 5 Bitcoin mining farms. It's a 400 square meter facility named Enigma, started by mining heavyweight Genesis. They were founded in 2013 and have only grown since, with a secondary location in Sweden. Established and multiple news shows like CNN and 60 Minutes coming to visit and do interviews with the on-site teams. Today, the facility is home to more than 2 million worldwide users with wall-to-wall computer servers that never stop running, and it's set at full speed. It sounds like a jet engine taking off. And all that non-stop computing power comes with a hefty cost. Each server is said to cost at least a few $1,000s. These aren't your everyday work computers after all. They're built and installed with a main board that holds 6 GPUs, also known as graphics processing units. And these multi-units can create a super speed, able to crunch those intense mathematical equations for Bitcoin within moments. Within their software, these computer units have a specifically designed smart hardware monitoring system made by Genesis called Genesis Hive. This keeps an eye on every single computer within the hive of all Enigma for malfunctions, updates, and temperature readings. Enigma also per month ends up using more than half of all of Iceland's combined homes' electricity, and their estimated bill is at least over $1 million. This doesn't even account for the payment of on-site staff and their second location in Sweden. Though it does account for the giant wind turbines they keep in each unit of servers in order to keep the always working tech cooled down.
All of this. So all of these are our mining rigs, we call them. Made up of standard hardware, but optimized in the design for Bitcoin mining.
Why is it so noisy?
It's the fans on the top. strong fans. They take out a lot of air.
These turbines are your normal everyday fans as they have the combined mechanical force of 260 washing machines or an estimated 52,000 G-forces. Thankfully, Iceland's country doesn't even seem to mind being the hub of this multi-million-dollar mining operation. They even seem to embrace it after being nearly nationally bankrupt because of the credit card crunch of 2008.
Credit card companies are facing about $40 billion in credit card losses this year, and that number may double next year. People have been spending far more than the growth in their wages and salaries.
Now with all this payment of energy and tourist attraction, the Nordic country is more than welcome to their Genesis friends. However, this facility is not always safe, sound, and happy in the deserted airstrip. Back in 2018, there was a robbery on the facility where 600 computers were stolen from the base, resulting in a loss of $2 million for the tech and the time needed to rebuild and reinstall. Just another showing of how expensive and intensive Enigma and the world of cryptocurrency at large is. Even today, Bitcoin has gained so much favor and wealth for those who would not have gained it otherwise. Genesis and other similar cryptocurrency companies have their detractors. With all the electricity used in mining, many will outcry that this will add to the ecological disaster for the waste of energy.
Let's kick off. Jeff, I want to actually kick off with you. You've made the call. And I want to start with Bitcoin because this is a good starting point for us to branch out and talking about the underlying blockchain technology. Jeff, you have said Bitcoin will go to zero. We saw a crash last year in the price of Bitcoin. What drove that movement, and do you still hold that view?
Well, I think we look at it, or now let's put my personal views. I do believe it'll go to zero. I think it's a great technology, but I don't believe it's a currency. It's not based on anything. If it became the standard currency, and because of the proof of work model that it sits on, if it got to what would be called the gold standard back in the 70s, the dollar was pegged against the gold standard. If Bitcoin was pegged against gold standard, which is about $7 trillion-ish dollars, it would be responsible for 20% of the world's CO2 production. So just by that alone tells you it's not going to be the go-forward thing, at least from my view.
They believe this will only dam more rivers and destroy more natural landscapes. This is especially true because of the beauty of nature that Iceland itself is known for. However, these naysayers seem to be the minority, as most support Genesis, Enigma, and many other startups that follow in their footsteps from other countries. Though, all things considered, Genesis is still staying strong. Despite their heavy competition from Russia, China, Canada, Venezuela, and the US, they keep on chugging and working for the precious currency. So, what do you think? Would you invest in Enigma? Or would you rather be involved in the project? Let us know down in the comments, and be sure to subscribe and ring that bell for more content like this. And we'll see you next time.